Hello, welcome to my photo studio and to ProPhotoLife.com. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the wonderful world of tripods and how to keep your camera steady. We have a total of 8 tripods here at Daylight Photo. Everything from a very small pocket tripod to the large camera stands that we used to use with the View cameras. Sadly, at least from my perspective, the View camera doesn't get any use these days, but the camera stand does get used on almost a daily basis here in the studio, and we'll look at the reasons why. The main tripod I want to talk about, though, is the medium-weight Manfrotto tripod. It used to be labeled Bogen, that was the importer and distributor, but now it's the Manfrotto tripod. It has many features that a lot of photographers that even own the tripod aren't aware of. It seems very simple from the outset, but you can get this tripod into different configurations, and we're going to look at those in just a bit. Now let's start small and work our way up with the pocket tripod. It's very inexpensive. It was either given to me as a gift or purchased at a discount store. I don't really remember which. And I'm not going to suggest that this is great for your digital SLR camera, but it works well with the point and shoot. Now, the thing that people run into is obviously it doesn't stand very tall, but there is a trick to be able to get eye-level photographs out of this tripod. Now, with my point and shoot attached, to get a nice steady eye-level photograph using the mini tripod, we're going to press it up against the wall just using hand pressure to hold it steady. That does a really good job. Now notice that the legs on this tripod are firm and they're stout. They're not the bendable, collapsible, twistable legs of a current generation of new mini tripods, and that works really well for other purposes, but for this, I like these with just the stiff legs on it. We'll hold it against the wall, we'll even it up. I'm using just hand pressure to hold it, and I'm going to rotate the camera toward the video camera with the self-timer set. I'll press the button, and we have a nice, sharp photograph. It really does a good job that way. Now, this is the middleweight Manfrotto or Bogen tripod that I mentioned earlier. One thing that I just noticed I wanted to point out is that all of our photo equipment at Daylight Photo is labeled with our company sticker just in case it gets mixed in with another photographer's equipment or we leave it behind. That's not a bad idea for everyone to do. Label your important equipment just with inkjet labels so that it can be identified if needed. Now, I'm a commercial photographer. I'm not in retail photo sales, and this tripod has done the job for me for the past probably 15 years, so it may not be the most current model on the market. I can't tell you exactly what the most current model is, but I can tell you important features to look for and why I like this particular tripod. One of the great features is the fact that this is not the limit of how low it will go. The legs do flip out so that the tripod drops lower. Now at this point, we're kind of limited by the center column, or so it would seem. It seems like that's as low as we're ever going to get. But on this particular tripod, the release for the center column, the thing that allows us to raise and lower the center column, also is a key that can be removed. We can pop it off. Then this lower part of the tripod column can be removed. And this will allow us to go lower. By flipping these legs out, we can get even lower with the tripod. Now, there's another thing we can do. We can also invert this column. If I put the column back together, now with the column back together in one piece, the whole thing can be taken out and put in from the bottom. And that way we can get even lower. You can get the camera actually to ground level. So now with the camera mounted down low like this, it is a bit cramped to work with, but I do have complete control and I'm just inches off of the ground. Now this helps when we're in a very cramped area, so by using a combination of how the legs spread out and putting the camera upside down or removing the center column, we can get into a lot of situations that would otherwise be impossible. Now, we often photograph interiors, so that means photographing in small bathrooms and small kitchens, and finding a place to set the camera is not always easy. If the perspective for the camera should be right above this particular oven, then this is how we can handle it with the tripod. So here we have the tripod legs at all different angles, all different extensions, but it's allowed us to get the camera exactly where we need it, and it's very, very steady. Now with many tripod systems, you can pick whatever head you want and pair it with whatever tripod body you would like. I like this particular head because it has bubble levels on both sides. Now last but not least, we have the camera stand, which I would imagine if you're using a digital SLR, there would be absolutely no reason for you to go out and purchase a stand like this. But since it's a holdover from the days of the View camera, we use it quite often. It's very steady and it allows for very easy movements of the camera. And the extra sturdiness of the camera stand ensures that the camera will be there day after day if we have to leave it up for multiple days on a particular set. Another great advantage of the camera stand is that it's very tall. We have one that goes all the way up to 12 feet. And yes, we do find ourselves up that high at times. Now the goal is often to find the lightest weight tripod possible that will still be sturdy, but I really want to emphasize the sturdy part. A tripod that isn't totally steady is not going to do you any good at all. I honestly believe that some of my worst purchases have been lightweight tripods that just did not do the job. Now I'm very happy with what I have, and the tripods that I own have lasted me for 10 to 15 years because I made a wise purchase. So that's it for Tripod Talk. I hope you picked up at least a tip or two. Thanks much for watching, and I'll see you next time on ProPhotoLife.com. It's very steady. It allows for very easy movements, except like that. Come on in. Okay.